Hello and welcome to some more StarEngine. There is a big old ship sale on now. Golden tickets are back in the verse. The F8C Lightning is available again to golden ticket enjoyers. And we have a big spectrum thread and dev responses on Star Citizen's gunplay, sliding and player movement concerns. Ship sales! There's the in case you missed it sale. Basically, 24 ships and vehicles are on sale that were released or concepted in 2023 from last year. All coming with 6 months insurance. There's 6 industry ships. The Arastra, which is a concept ship, from $575. That's a really expensive ship. But if you want to do sort of high-level mining, refining, on quite a large scale, all in a relatively compact package, sort of Corvette-sized, sort of like your mobile mining operation going on there, then the Arastra might be for you. You've got the C1 Spirit, which is one of my favourite ships in the game, sort of very multi-role, sort of competitor to the Drake Cutlass Black, $125 for that. The Hull C, got $500, incredibly expensive, but it is a big cargo hauler. Not the biggest, because there's the D and the E, which are progressively bigger and bigger, which are going to be available at some point, but Hull C, it's in-game, $500, really expensive, but it's cool. We've got the Argo SRV, which is that sort of tow ship. It's got that big tractor beam on. It can grab ships and pull them around the verse and go into quantum with them, and the idea is that you can take a ship that's soft-defed or whatever, put it on a repair pad and get it up and ready and repaired again, or help ships get out of sort of planetary orbit, things like that. Lots and lots of stuff you can do with that SRV. You've got the Vulture, which is the little tiny, I say little tiny, it's a light salvage ship, but it's the smallest salvage ship we have at the moment, and $175 for that. It's pretty cool. Really like salvage in-game, because you have a chance to sort of loot ships, you have a chance to strip them. You've obviously got the new way of crunching them down into, I say crunching them down, sort of hoovering them up fully as well, but you could you loot them, take their weapons, all that sort of stuff, all part of the salvage mechanics. You've got the Zeus Mark II CL, which is the sort of cargo variant of it. This is a concept ship. It's pretty popular, the Zeus. A lot of people seem to like it. $150 for that. You've got the Venture Beyond set of ships, so exploration ships. There's 4 of these. The Cutter Rambler, which is sort of long distance and explory, $50 for that one. You've got the Cutter Scout, which is more scanny, again $50. You've got the Sulen, which is that new starter alien ship, $70 for that one. And then you've got the Zeus Mark II ES, which is that sort of explorer variant, $150 for that concept. Performance and luxury, another 4 here. We've got the Fury LX, $55 for that. The Lynx, which is this sort of luxury version of the Ursa rover, $60. You've got the X1, $45, which is that sort of luxury hoverbike. And then you've got the Velocity, which is the slightly more racing-y version, for $50. Combat ships, got 10 of these. So we got the A1 Spirit, which is the bombing variant of the Spirit C1. That's $200, a lot more expensive. You've got the Fury, that's $55. So the Furies, really cool, tiny little snubs. No quantum drive or anything like that, but they are great little fighters that can be deployed, and they can fit in loads of ships. $55 for that. Fury MX, which is the missile variant, $55 as well. The Santok Yai, $240. Medium Xi'an fighter. I love the way it looks. I'm just not sure if it's for me. I like things like the more brawler type sort of fighters. You've got the Scorpius Antares, which is the EMP and snare sort of quantum interdiction version of the Scorpius. $230 there. Does require a co-pilot to use those additional facilities. You've got the Storm, which is the solo ground tank. Sort of quite fast. It's the idea, sort of an light assault tank. You've got the Storm AA, which is gets rid of its like turret on top and gives it a load of missiles. That's $100, that one. You've got the X1 Force hoverbike, which is more combat orientated, $55. And then you've got the Zeus Mark II MR, which is the more combat and bounty hunting version, $190. Also, the F8C Lightning is available again from $300. You do require a golden ticket to be able to purchase one of these. And golden tickets are back in the loot pool in the live build. So you can get golden tickets by searching bodies and boxes. And if you get one of these and you take it to a rental kiosk at a landing zone, you will be able to get yourself a 24-hour rental of the F8C, so you can try it out, and then you'll also be able to purchase one if you wish at any point that they are on sale, I believe. So you basically got the availability to purchase the F8C Lightning when it is available to purchase, which it currently is. Now, it only comes with 6 months insurance. All those ships that we talked about come with 6 months insurance. A lot of people might want to wait until the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo in November before purchasing some of these ships if you want lifetime insurance. Or, as an alternative, you don't have to purchase them with real money at all. You can get everything in-game. A load of those ships that we mentioned are available in-game in some form, although not all of them. A lot of them came out towards the end of last year. So the Santok Yai, the X1 series, the Argus RV, the Storm AA, the Sulen, the Spirit C1, the Cutter Rambler, any of the others that I missed there that aren't already purchasable in-game, they should be purchasable in Alpha 3.23 by the end of Q1 this year. Obviously, those concept ships, the Zeus Mark II and the Rastra, we don't have a release date for them at all, so bear that in mind, although we are expecting to see the Zeus Mark II later this year. Really interested to know if people are going to be looking for golden tickets, if they're going to be purchasing anything, if you're just going to be getting stuff in-game, what your sort of thoughts on the in case you missed it sale. I also want to talk about a thread that I saw called Star Citizen's Gunplay. Now, this talks a lot about balanced gunplay, people having concerns with it, and sort of player movement, sliding, all that sort of stuff. So the thread starts with the OP saying, the direction of the game has become so much less immersive. If you compare it back to 3.0, I've been backing this game for a while and lost all hope once I've seen the direction this is leading towards. I love this game so much, but this change and the way it's changing is just not for me. There's a follow-up from another poster as well. Up until 3.22, I've always viewed and had the feeling of gunplay being milsim light to have a good mix of immersion and fun. Now it feels like it's gone full arcade with no fun, no immersion. Compare the gunplay to Apex, COD, Siege, CS, Valorant. All are enjoyable and immersive in their way, and Star Citizen's gunplay is majorly lacking. And the changes they made in 3.22 feel like a major step backwards to what was originally intended. Things like sliding potentially shouldn't be in Star Citizen or not used in the way that it looks like it's going to be used. It's not tactical. It's not fun. So Zprees, CIG, responded to some of these comments, saying, sliding is primarily intended to be used as diving for cover. It uses a lot of stamina, so if you've been sprinting a lot, then slide, your aim will be all over the place because your character is out of stamina. Currently, you can't fire while sliding. I can confirm the new audio sounds amazing, though. They did also ask, when you say gunplay took a step backwards, can you elaborate more, referencing the time to kill, recoil, or whatever. There was some more comments here from users. Sliding should not exist at all. Can you explain the rationale if you are indeed not going for arcade? The public stated goal for the last 10 years has been slow, measured, and tactical for gunplay and FPS battles. The reply here, it's a defensive movement option for those under fire. The plan is not for it to be an offensive maneuver. When you're being shot at, slow and measured don't often come to mind, as you want to be as safe as possible, as fast as possible. Another concern from another user, and we already see people running and jumping everywhere, having them sliding as well will make the game feel even less immersive. Personally, I'm not against sliding, but yes, it must be something that comes with heavy limitations. Again, the response here, corner jumping should be toned down next major patch, as in close range jumping around corners to shoot people. A lot of people do it due to lack of penalties on strafing, but the plan is to tone down overall movement speed and offensive manners, which primarily come from strafe speeds not being harsh enough. This will also lower times to kill due to less intensive tracking required, while still allowing for players reacting to ganks, which gives the counterplay we're looking for in the persistent universe. Just to say something here, I do believe that Cloud Imperium want to increase times to kill. They want the game to feel more tactical, and they don't want it to feel like you can get one shot or it's just a twitch shooter or anything like that. Another user said, please don't nerf jumping until proper mantling is up and working properly. It's hard enough to get into ships and to move around the verse. By all means, once it's all working, put it in, but at the moment it'd be quite punishing if you nerfed jumping. Again, the response here, jump height and velocity will remain. It's the offensive corner jumping that will get hit. If you straightforward run at something, that remains the same, and has to because of game metrics. There was also a response that sort of crouch spamming and lean wiggling Q&E spam will see similar treatment as well. Another user went on to try and explain some of the issues that Arena Commander and Star Citizen has at the moment that probably won't be there in the future. So they said, what we're seeing a lot happening in Arena Commander is mainly to there being no nice front. The fights are also, it's a team fight all over the place. Tactically holding a hallway doesn't have much use since the time to kill is too long. I think this is meant with slow and tactical. You play as a group, you move in a team, some cover, some go, everything else has a slower movement to it. Star Citizen is a lot of running and gunning at the moment because armor and HP will protect you and you can always stim while running. I personally would love to see the run and stim go away. If you would have to stay stationary while healing, it would already slow the speed of the fights down, making them more tactile. Again, so Priest, he responded, this doesn't occur in Arena Commander because the cost of death is low, whereas the cost of death is so much higher in the persistent universe. Aggression will always be much higher in Arena Commander because dying isn't as much of a big deal. But yes, medpens being instant lead to far more aggression. Things such as them being over time are the types of thing we're looking at, as well as increasing the drug blood level to prevent spam. So I thought it was important to just talk about that thread because I believe that it's still being answered. People are still asking questions. There's a load of updates coming to Star Citizen's first-person shooter gameplay and a load of those Squadron 42 features being brought into the persistent universe over the next year, which should allow us to have a much more refined and closer to final product than ever before. People's input and feedback on how they enjoy or don't enjoy, what parts of the first-person shooter and sort of combat they like and don't like is really important even at this stage. That said, Arena Commander sort of styles of fighting are going to be very different to the style of how it's used in the persistent universe. Cloud Imperium track metrics for all of it, and I believe the sort of direction they are going with it is they want it to be tactical. They do want combat to be a little bit slower. They want times to kill to be higher. They don't want it to be too arcadey, but they do want it to be a bit gamified. It's not just going to be one shot you're dead or anything like that ever. They want people to be able to be rescued and medics to be an actual thing on the battlefield. I'd be really interested to see how they're going to balance it for solo play. How dangerous is it to do certain things solo because, well, you're down. Can you get back up at all? Can you administer meds to yourself? Are pairs or groups of people just always going to have a huge advantage over solo play? I'm really interested to know what you think, though. What do you think of the direction of Cloud Imperium going with sort of first-person shooter stuff that we saw at CitizenCon and they're talking about here? Are you liking what they've sort of implemented so far in 3.22? Do you dislike it? Think it's too arcadey? Do you think Arena Commander and Persistent Universe, very different play styles? Whatever your questions or thoughts, or even if you're going to be searching around for golden tickets and getting yourself an F8C, or you've got an F8C that you've because of a golden ticket and you're sort of testing out for 24 hours, what do you think of that ship? Do you think it's fantastic? Do you think it's terrible? Tell me in the comments below. The giant ape climbed the skyscraper, swatting at helicopters that harassed him. You look up at the massive 50-foot creature of muscle and hair. He's got you firmly in his grasp. Any more pressure and you'd snap like a twig. He brings you to his mouth, and then you realise you should have got yourself nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. It would have provided you security and anonymity, preventing the great ape from finding you, but also accessibility to some of your favourite shows. Check out the links below for a massive discount and to help support the channel. Do you like using your eye holes for extra immersion in Star Citizen and help aim and do some cool stuff? Well, you can with Tobii Eye Tracker 5, which is on sale at the moment. This gives you native high-precision head and eye tracking in Star Citizen. Very cool for general immersion, for combat both in ship or on foot. They are absolutely fantastic pieces of kit, and both Zin and I have one. Use the links below to grab one for 15% off or to find out more. Talking about supporting the channel, you can help by pressing that join button under my videos or even becoming a Patreon with the links below again. That goes a long way to helping us make daily Star Citizen content. A massive thank you to everyone that does that already or supports the channel in other ways like commenting, liking and sharing videos. We are just about to hit 200,000 subscribers, which is awesome, seeing we are a niche Star Citizen dedicated channel. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For January 2024, we are giving away a Drake Corsair. This is a very popular multi-role, multi-crew explorer ship that is very good at a huge range of stuff in the verse. It also comes with lifetime insurance and a game package, all you need to play Star Citizen, and all you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during this month. More details in the video description. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out my channel and other videos on there as well, and I'll see you in the verse.